Okay, so something that you might be curious about is we're saying to render this index page. And if we look at index and look at the header and footer, the header includes a bunch of style sheet stuff, but we don't really see that. Um, and let's actually add something to index.ejs here. Let's do more than just hello world. Let's actually start to turn this into what will be our habit of mind journaling app. And we're going to need a button that creates a new entry in our journal. So let's get rid of hello world and we're going to replace it with a button. And our button is going to be of class equals create entry. So this is familiar to like what we did last week and the week before, where we're specifying a class for an element, in this case, the button. This will allow us to attach our event handler and stuff like that to it later. And let's call the button create entry. So it looks like that. And then if I switch back to Chrome and refresh this, we do have a button that says create entry. Notice I did not have to start, restart, start any server things, right? NodeMon is taking care of everything for us. But we're not getting any of the styling, right? Clearly we're importing style sheets, but we're not seeing that. And the reason for that is we have to tell Express where to find what are called our static assets, these files that don't change. And yesterday we talked briefly about this, but we do have this assets folder here. And inside of this are subfolders for CSS files. Here's styles and Pico Min, image files, and JavaScript files. So we have to tell Express where these folders are so that when it goes looking for a CSS file, it can find it. Because all we say in like header.ejs is /css/pico. We need to connect this path to the server's file organization setup. And we do that inside of server.js. So inside of server.js, after the line of code we added about the view engine, we're going to say load assets. And the way we do that is with more middleware. So remember, this use function is the middleware function that we used to do routing, but we're also going to use this middleware function to specify where the static assets are. So we're going to say, hey, whenever you look for /CSS, that's a static asset, and it's inside of the assets/CSS folder. Similarly, if you're looking for images, although I called it IMG as my folder, I think. Let's check. Yep. So I'll change that. Look inside of the image folder. And for JavaScript, do the same thing. It is really common and frustrating when you forget these 3 lines of code and you can't figure out for the life of you why your web page looks awful and none of your JavaScript is working, none of your images are loading, and none of your style sheets are working. Okay, so these are 3 really important lines of code. So once you type these in, save the file. That will cause NodeMon to reload our web app. And then you can switch over to Chrome and the page should look a bit different. All right, I'm going to commit that. Oh, let me run it too. I should probably do that. When I refresh this, now we have a really wide, big blue button that says create entry. Okay, we'll make this look better. But hey, it's a change. It's a start. This is great.